Hello, everyone. I looked up and realized that everybody is all here. Last time I looked at the clock, it was 5:02. Okay, so Christy is here. Hello. Marcy, I'm sorry about last week. I seen that you were on the original live. I hope everybody's still here and that you can hear me. Anyway, Marcy, I know that you were here last week and I had technical problems as always. And the anyway, I had to start another one. So I'm sorry about that. Joanne's here. Linda's here. Hi, Linda. Yes, hello from Fredericton. And you guys are having a lovely chat. She had 4 people show up for her. Christy had a sewing class. What were you teaching in your sewing class? I would love to teach sewing classes, but I don't know how to start it. Christy says, hopefully by September we can have new people making dresses for Project Dress a Girl. So that must be what you were doing at your sewing class. I think you told us that before. And Marcy said, these things happen, yes. I did put it in the chat, but I don't know if I got it in there soon enough. Obviously not. What was I saying? So that's good, Christy. I hope you enjoy it. Giselle is here. Hi, Giselle. Cindy is here. Hi, Cindy. Our other Linda is here. She says, nice to see us. Okay. Christy is teaching basic sewing skills. Her friend was a home ec major, so she's very lucky. Yes. All right. So I was playing around. That's why I lost track of time. Because on the last few lives, I've been going on and on about change purses. And last week, I made this one on the live and was freaking somebody out about zippers. So I made another one. This camera is pretty clear. So I have new gear. I have a new computer. So hopefully it's kind of noisy, which I find very annoying. But hopefully you guys can't hear it. I'm sure you can't. And I assume that you all must be able to hear me well. When I'm talking, the little dots aren't flashing, so maybe I'm not talking loud enough. Look, we have a lot of people here tonight. Oh no, Joanne hasn't been feeling well, but she is partnering up with her sister. And her sister is buying the fabric and she's going to make the dresses. That is a good deal. That's awesome. Lucy is here. Hi, Lucy. Linda's Lucy, did you ever figure out what you're doing with your sequin pieces that you had extra from your dress? Linda says, hope Joanne is feeling better. I do as well. Hope you're feeling better. And she thinks that's amazing about your sister. Christy says, keep curses. Yes, you're very clear, not fuzzy. Clears the bell. Okay, good. Good. Excellent. Linda says, great job. Little girls really need those dresses. Okay, so while we're talking about Dress Girl, I'm going to read you an email that I got this week before I show you this mess that I don't know what's going to happen with that I'm trying to make here. So, and plus I have viewers have sent me pictures, so we'll have those to share. Oh. So, I got an email from Africa. Oh, I know, exciting. Okay, where's his email? I wrote back today. Okay, so this is from Benedict, who I sent the dresses to. He's the director. Wow, my hair is really going crazy tonight. It's everywhere. Okay. Benedict says, greetings from your friends at Christian Life Pre and Primary School in Uganda. He says, we are very glad to let you know that today we merrily received the amazing 5 boxes of support of dresses you mailed to our address for our vulnerable girls. We extend our sincerest gratitude to you and the Dress a Girl Around the World program for such wonderful support to our school and our girls. We expect the children back in school next week on Tuesday, the 10th of February, he's talking about, as the holiday's duration was rescheduled from February 2nd, so that would have supposed to have been their first day of school, to the 10th due to the ongoing general elections here in Uganda. On Monday, that's when I will take the pictures of the happy children enjoying the donation and will be able to share such happiness with you. Thanking you so much for such amazing support to our girls in our school. And he sent me a picture of the boxes, but I don't know if you want to see that. Ooh, they don't look the same as when I sent them, but there's the oh, there we go with the blending focus. Come on, focus. Okay, they're boxes. Like, it's not that exciting. And I was sewing navy shirts at work today, and it's not really dirt, it's like wool fibers. Makes your fingernails look like you were, it's just like lint, and it gets everywhere, all over you. I have washed my hands, I assure you. Okay. Uh, so yeah, so I sent those when, like the 29th or 30th of December, something like that, very end of December. And of course, there's holidays in there, and they already got them. So when did he just sent me this email not very long ago. February 3rd is when he sent it. So, uh, 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 uh. Christy says my 5 sewing machines are kicking off. Uh-oh. I don't know what that means. I hope they're not broken. Did I miss something? No. Susan is here. Hello, Susan. I was just reading an email from Mr. Benedict in Uganda. So the dresses are in Africa. And Monday, the girls will be getting their dresses. So it sounds like it's just going to be a free-for-all. The way he wrote that, but I don't know what happens. So we'll get a picture or something. Perfect timing, yes, that's what I said. I was hoping they would get there in February because I knew that's when school started. So that worked out good because I was so late in getting them. Well, I was months behind getting them sent out. They did get there really fast, and they had a tracking number which helped him greatly because he said they can't stay at the post office very long, and their remote is he has to travel quite far to go to the post office. So for him to know that they were arriving, so I hope he was told. I never checked the number again. I did have them, but I didn't check on them. So yeah, so that's nice that the girls, it's a nice back to school thing is to have dresses, a new dress for school. Linda says now we can start again, yes. Sorry, the print on my screen is much smaller than normal, so if it looks like I'm staring, it's a bigger screen, but the print is really tiny. I guess there must be a setting for me to change that, or I'm gonna blow it up somehow. So that's why I'm going like this. Yes, right on time for school. That is a lot of dresses in those 5 boxes. 270 some. I don't have my sheet of paper that I had lying around here with the exact number. I forget now. What was it? 260 some that you needed? Anyway, this. Oh, I do have it. I don't have 267 dresses. And there's like 270 some. Because I kept putting, like, when the box was full and there was room, I would put in a few more. So they probably get 3 extra for every size, I think. My computer is making a humming sound. It's like there's a fan in it and it's quite loud. And I was wondering if you guys could hear that. And that's what it sounds like. Static. Sorry, I'm moving you. But that's probably my computer. Giselle, she's been altering curtains for a friend. It's a deep, dark hole. You had a lot of curtains to do, Giselle, I think. It sounded like a lot. Sorry about the static noise, Susan. Okay. And Christy, she has wore her sewing machines out and she needs to find a sewing machine repairman. Joanne, curtains are always a big job, and can you hit Control+ to increase your screen? Oh, maybe. I don't want to, though. I've had really bad luck with technology lately. Probably blow way up and I'll lose the thing or something. I'll try it when I'm not live. uh, Linda says she can't hear it. No static on her end. No worries. She was just curious. Yes. No, you're probably right. Uh, about the Control Plus. Linda said, what is the email to send you a picture? I finished the baby blanket and wanted to send a photo. Should be in the description of this video. It's shari.dressagirl at gmail.com. It's shari.dressagirl at gmail.com. I just get you to send them to that one because I show it on my phone. And holy, my phone is dirty. So if you want to send a picture, I would say go for it. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So yes, I've been on the change purse wagon. I don't know why. I just was trying to find the perfect change purse to make. Found two other pictures that I wanted to try. But I think I like this. And I think most people just use, and it has fold inside and out. Because why would I do anything different? Um, yeah. So tonight I've had this idea in my head. I have all these, oh, got a picture, I think. Yes. Salvage edges. And I thought maybe I would try. So I sewed them to a piece of interfacing, just regular interfacing. And like so. Kind of like if you were string piecing, but the sticky was on this side. Because I was thinking bookmarks. But now that I have it like this, I don't know. It's not very thick, but it's supposed to be a bookmark. I don't know. I'm kind of lost what to do now. I guess you would have to be nice to put some kind of stitching around it and maybe a grommet with some piece of ribbon or something. And I would cut it a little bit shorter, maybe down here. I had a certain size of interfacing and I thought I would cut it. I don't know. So I have to cut this one a little bit, square it up, and I got threads everywhere. I don't know. I thought it would be a way to use up little bits of fabric. I thought I would try the salvage edges because they're a bookmark and writing. I thought that would be interest people. Ooh, what did I cut through? There. So I think it's too long. Put a piece on. I don't know. Obviously some sort of fancy stitching around the outside. I'm just trying to figure out. I guess that would be a good length. Do I have a book? I don't know. Uh, 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 uh. Joanne says a coin purse of the salvage strips would be cute. Yes. Chrissy said, cool idea to use up salvages. Well, I've just been looking at stuff on Pinterest and I seen a bunch of bookmarks and I just kind of gave me the idea. I thought that might be interesting, but now that I've done this, I think it would be better used as just making fabric. So yeah, it's just a thin piece of iron-on interfacing and the iron side on this. Of course, you could do it the other way as well. I don't know. I'm gonna have to revisit this. I did this like about 20 minutes before I signed on the live. So yeah, I think just making fabric out of this would probably be a better thing than the bookmarks because it's going to be too many frayed edges. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the pictures. Okay, we'll do Linda's first. Oh, pretty. So she has, it looks like shells. She has crocheted a gorgeous blanket. Hopefully that's coming up. Beautiful edging on there. I think I just don't go close enough. Come on. There we go. Camera's sleeping. Really beautiful. Beautiful colors. I like the brown and with the blue. Joanne says a coin purse out of the salvage strips would be cute. And Susan says that it's beautiful. Everybody loves the colors. So pretty. Looks so soft. It does. The colors and the stitch really gorgeous. Very beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Beautiful job. Stitches are just perfect. Okay. So Cindy, oh, where'd they go? I have them in a special file. Where's my file? There it is. Okay, Cindy made socks and a bag. I didn't show those yet. I don't think. So she made these socks. She sent this to me a while ago. Oh, here we go with the zooming. Come on, camera, hurry up. Really beautiful blues, knitted socks, and shoot. Nice colors. Yeah, I'm sorry that that didn't show up very good on the thing. Okay, she also made a cute little bag. There, that's coming up right away. I need a measuring tape to see how far I am from the screen. Um, Chrissy says she wants the socks. Linda says, oh boy, love the socks. Learn to knit socks. Cindy's been knitting a lot of socks because she's also sent me another picture of another pair. She's winding them out. So they're kind of similar color, but they are, I assure you, different socks. There, you get to see the stitches a little bit better in that now. So she made those socks as well, and she made this to put some toys in for her granddaughter. Keep things all nice and neat and tidy. Lilo and Stitch pattern, which is fun. And she told me what the other thing was. Now I can't remember. Cindy, I don't know if she's still here. Okay, so, and Giselle sent me a picture of her quilt. Yeah, everybody's saying cute bag, so cozy. They love the knit socks, and they all want them. I don't blame you because they are beautiful. So this is the quilt that Giselle made. I have a picture of the backing too. She's going to give this away. I love it. It's really beautiful. Oh, a pillowcase. Yes. I knew you told me and I couldn't remember. Now that I'm on here. Pillowcase along with the two bags. Yep. So there's Giselle's quilt. And here's the backing, which is really fun. It's for a little girl, she said. So cute. Susan, how's your quilt going? So I like this quilt, how it's, I'd say that's a good way to use up some leftover fabrics. I love it. It's really pretty. Everybody's liking Giselle's quilt. And I think those are all the pictures that I got this week. So the thing that I've been working on, oh dear, my arm doesn't want to work. I put my arm out, it doesn't want to lift anything. So this is my, I don't know if I'll be able to show this to you. It's really big. Big and floppy. Okay. It's loaded with pins. So this is my gilet. Maybe I should zip it up. No, there's too many pins. I'm gonna stab myself. So I have these welt pockets that were just about did me in. So they have the plaid. I'm too far away. I have that. Yeah, you're not gonna see that. This plaid that's on the inside. Oh dear, just wailing it around. There, you can see the color of it. That's good representation of the color of that. So I quilted the plaid lining, which is supposed to be partially wool. I don't know if it is. And then this is a canvas that I have in my shop. So there's plaid in there and a little pocket. And then of course I've shown you this before. I have this lined with the plaid, and the plaid is on the inside there as well. So now we're hand sewing the armholes closed, and then on this coming Tuesday, we're doing, I can't remember, my brain isn't working. It's like a finishing stitch on here. It's kind of a decorative stitch to give extra, because you're whip stitching this shut, the armholes, and then you do another decorative stitch over top to add more security to it. So some of my basting is already coming out. Anyway. So yeah, so there's quite a bit to do. This is all hand sewn, so there's pleat here. So there's still be lots of movement. So the lining is kind of loose from the, it's not like laying super tight against the outside layer. You can see that there's a little bit of room in there, which is supposed to help the wear on your garment, because when you move it's not going to pull everything. So I just have, it's going to have a stand collar, and I do have it made, so that's it there. And I still have to put the back facing in too, but yeah, so it's all hemmed, except I gotta get my lining all tucked away. I did have it kind of tucked in there, but now it's being unruly because I've been moving it around. So I have started hand stitching on it. Where am I at? The needle is still in here somewhere. Yeah, I've gotten to here. So you can still see my basting stitches. Anyway, so this thing is heavy. So that is what I am making for, there's darts in the back. I guess you can't see. So that is what I'm making in the master class. Everyone else is doing a wool vest, or I don't know, one lady's doing I think it is wool, or like some, anyway, I can't feel it because they're in England. So I'm over here, but everybody else is using like a wool, like a Harris tweed or something like that. So a little bit different. Susan said, wow, that is going to be nice. Christy said, that looks so rugged. Love the colors. Yeah, I'm just making one that I could wear every day, like just a casual one. They're making a more, I would call it dressy, but I suppose you could wear a wool one every day. But if I wore that to work, it would look like I was dressing up. And I don't want, well, I don't want to ruin that one either, but I think that it would be easier to look after. Yes, so next Tuesday is the last week. We'll learn that last stitch, and I guess we'll show everyone else who's watching in the gallery how we're doing. Cindy said, wow, that's a great job. That's a lot of work. Yes. It's going to be fun to wear. We'll see. I actually would like to make a jacket to go with it because obviously Canada wouldn't be wearing the vest until May. So I don't know. We'll see. Yes, and other people are using the bellow pocket, which I showed you guys what the bellow pocket was. So she wanted us to use, like, so I did the patch pocket, and then this was extra that I added the welt because I really wanted to use the zipper with the brass there. I know my bellow pocket is not far away. Oh, it is. Yes, I don't know if everybody is seeing this or not. There would be a scrapped fabric laying around here now, would there? Um, so this is what the bellows pocket is, and it lifts up, so you can put a lot of items in there, and then when you're done. So if I do make a jacket, I'll make one of these pockets for the jacket. I wanted to use I have the pattern printed. I haven't got it, it's a free pattern. Just like a work jacket. I thought would go nice with this vest. We'll see. Hopefully I will get at it. I probably won't use this though for the inside. I might do a little bit on the back, but I'll use, I have a quilted lining that is slippery, like for the sleeves and stuff, and then I might just put that on the back. But I gotta finish this first, so I'm no good at having more than one project on the go. I think you've all noticed that. So yeah, they're still gonna tuck the lining in here. I think I gotta cut some of this off actually. But yeah. So, and yeah, I have to hand stitch all the facings in and everything. So a lot of hand stitching. Da, da, da. Joanne says that is amazing, beautiful work with front pleated pocket with on the inside. It's really different and interesting. And Christy says neat pocket. Well, why do I keep covering everything up? I asked in class when we were doing the pockets, and I said, could you put a different fabric on the inside? And she said, well, that's some nice homework for you, Sherry. So I made this and sent a picture, and then when I was doing the vest, she said, are you going to do the pocket with the... So I said, sure, I'll do that. So those are my sample pockets from class. So that's how that came about. It wasn't really, it obviously wasn't part of the pattern. So the pattern doesn't really, sorry, pattern doesn't really look anything like my vest now. The only thing that's the same is I really like the look of those. But on this pattern, the width of the welt was nowhere near what it needed to be. And yeah, so that didn't work. That I figured that out after I cut through my vest. So the fact that there are actual welt pockets on there is a miracle and a half. Oh, hopefully I didn't lose my needle. No, it's still there. Yeah, so it turned out pretty good considering my earlier mistake. So yeah. So yes, have to hand stitch all down here. So this gets turned in and stitched. And this has to be stitched as well. So all hand stitched. So there's a lot of hand stitching to do. So once I get the armholes done, I'll start with the facing and then I can put the collar on. Okay. Chrissy said, so creative. Cindy, what? You're not following the directions? So unlike me, I know. It was funny, my teacher, Carol, she said, I think she bought the pattern and printed it off because she wanted to see what we were doing. And obviously, Lacala is not very, because I was trying to go by the things, because we did a stand collar and a funnel collar, patch pockets, and the bellow pocket. We had to pick from those 4 things to put into our vest. So I did the stand collar and the patch pocket. So when I was looking for a pattern, those were the things that I was looking for. Obviously, the bellow, like the pockets, you can interchange them, but anyway. But yeah, I never did read the directions. I don't even know if I printed them. They're just written instructions anyway, so I wasn't worried about the instructions. But my teacher was. She said, oh, I want to see the instructions. And I said, well, there's not much to them. And I remember holding the sheet up and showing them to her, and that's about as much as I looked at them. I should be proud of that. Not trying to be. Giselle said, how old were you when you started sewing? Christy was 13 when she started to sew. I was 6, 5, 6, something like that. My mother did a lot of sewing, and being a typical child, you're always, what are you doing? What are, you know, driving your mother crazy, and she's trying to get a few moments of peace. I don't think I ever gave her any. Always, what are you doing? Why are you doing it like that? I still do it to Cindy. What are you doing that for? How come you're doing it that way? And my mother would show me something, and then she'd watch me, and she'd say, who showed you how to do that? And I'd say, you did. And she said, I never showed you how to do that. So, there you go. Susan said, I've always been doing some kind of fiber craft since before I remember. but I don't think that I fully dove into sewing full time until about 15 years ago. I have sewn on and off probably most of my life. I know when I graduated university, I made my graduation dress um, on a little toy sewing machine that would rattle all over the table. And yes, and I did knit, but I'm not good at it and I can't follow a pattern. I'm not a knitter, never really liked it. I can crochet almost any stitch, but I can't, I don't understand patterns. I can follow the pattern for a stitch, but I don't know. I guess that's true in the crochet world that pattern writers write the patterns. Each author writes different, I guess. So you have to find. I don't have time for that. I might as well just figure it out myself. So if I crochet anything, it's usually something that I can figure out and just make myself. Like a scarf or an afghan or something. I've made a few afghans and a couple of baby blankets. For gifts, Susan says she still has a little pink Fisher Price sewing machine. I think it was 4 or 5 when I got it. It worked. Yeah, I think when I was in university, my mother gave me like, it was just like a tiny, it wasn't a toy one. I call it a toy one, but it was, I think it was a Singer. It was white and green, if I remember correctly. And I did have it. I didn't really like it, but it worked and I used it. I think I gave it to my sister, and I don't know where it is now. I'm sure it is nowhere near. Chrissy said, really started sewing most successfully when my kids were born in the 80s. And yes, they do. Those little tiny little machines, they do actually work. That's an antique, Susan. People, some of the sewing machines are worth some money, like the featherweights. The Singer featherweights are worth some money. I'm missing something here. Marcy said my grandma was a dressmaker, so I was always hanging around her. My uncle is a tailor, and I took sewing in grade 8. Oh my gosh, Marcy, you've gotten the full-fledged, you get all the teachers. Aren't you lucky? Susan said mine was a toy, but it worked like the Easy Bake Oven. Yeah, that's true. And Marcy said home ec classes. Yeah. Um, they still had home ec classes. We had to take. I was annoyed because when I got to home ec, they changed it, and because I really wanted to take sewing and stuff in home ec, but they changed it, and then we had to do woodworking and metal or something for like half the term. So you were only allowed to take home ec for half a term, and the other half term you had to we switched, which was fine. I liked it, but yeah. And then when I went to high school, I didn't take it because I had to take other stuff. I did take an art class though, which I really liked. Giselle said I kind of started in brownies and went to Barbie clothes. Back to it later after married. My mom sewed everything. Yeah, my mom did too. Susan said it was one of those shuttle bobbins and I don't remember how to work that. Well, I have a treadle machine and it has a shuttle bobbin in it and I got it to work. I'm sure there's probably a video on YouTube somewhere. I don't know if I'm doing it correctly. Hmm. Yes, I went to brownies too, and you get the sewing badges, and I went to guides and pathfinders. I did the whole thing. Chrissy said, my 15-year-old granddaughter has a tiny machine she left at my house. Maybe I should sell that. You could, but I think you might get a little frustrated about the speed. She said, since my 5 sewing, well, that's crazy that you have 5 sewing machines and they're all having a temper tantrum at the same time. That it's not cool. I can see why you would be annoyed with that. I would be too, because that's the whole point of why you have more than one. Linda said she started in grade 7 and took home ec every year till graduation. She said she liked it, but it was slow sewing because we had one sewing machine between 4 girls. Lots of changing thread. Yes. Well, it's a good way to learn how to thread your machine. So I know when I went to work at the sewing factory that I work in, there's a machine, it's called Flat Lock, and that's what they put me on. And it has 6 spools of thread, 5 needles, one of which does not get threaded, and then 2 loopers, bottom loopers, like on a serger kind of thing. So take some time to thread that machine, let me tell you. You go on quite a little journey. And that's what they get you to do for the whole day. First day is you just thread it, make sure it's right, and then they show you where you missed something, and then they cut the thread and you do it again. You do it over and over again for a whole day. Yes, Christy, I hope you get at least one machine fixed so you can slowly take your other ones in. That's too bad that they're giving you a hard time. So yes, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I had one of those brain waves and I thought, well, that's the only way you know if something works is if you try it. So I know that I can sew these together. And I can just sew them together again. Or add them to something different. Yeah, I think I'll just cut them and patchwork them into something. Big fabric. Chrissy said they are all under warranty, thankfully. Yes. Giselle said surgery. That's another phobia I have. Maybe I need a shrink. Oh dear. Sorry, Giselle. Well, this isn't a surgery. It's a bigger machine. So you would think surgery looked easy if you saw that. Oh, they're horrible machines. They're a pain. They never seem to work properly. I think they vibrate so much that things just fall out of them. But it's all about how you hold the fabric too, so it's quite a trick to using them. Not a serger, I'm talking about the flat block machine that I use at work. Serger is, yeah, it just, don't be afraid of them. A lot of people just are afraid because there's a blade in it. You'd have to work really hard to get your finger stuck in there. Like you'd have to really want to cut your finger to get it stuck in there. Um, Chrissy said you're very patient, Sherry, threading and rethreading. Yikes. Well, I did that. Um, there was somewhere else. They had an industrial serger, and they said you had to thread it in 30 minutes. And there was a pipe, and when I mean a pipe, it's like, oh, it was smaller than this pen, smaller round, and you had to put the thread through the pipe around the back of the machine. Like the machine was square, and you had to have the thread that went down through the bottom and then come up through the bottom loopers. So I actually enjoyed threading that machine. I was like, oh wow, something I can do. So, and I was pretty good at threading it, but yeah. So, so yeah, Searcher's not that bad. What's the one that I have? I have the, it's made by Juki, but it's called a white, I think. Can't remember what it's called. And it's like, it's quite old. So, Cindy has a newer one that's air threading. If you're worried about threading something, those are the ones to get. They make it so easy now. But I think it's good that you know how to thread it, because then if something goes wrong, because if something is not threaded properly, it's not going to work. So it's good to know how to thread stuff. Um, yeah. Well, they were paying me to do it, Christy. That was what I got paid to do that day, was stand there and thread the machine over and over again. It's pretty boring. After hour 8 or 7, you're like please do something else. But just do it over and over again. That's how you remember. So I don't have, oh, if you ever look at my website or anything, I'm going to be sending out an email, I think Sunday. So if you're not subscribed, if you've never received an email from my business, then you're probably not subscribed. I know there's a lot of people that it says pending, and I'm legally not allowed to send you an email unless you're subscribed to my newsletter. So I take a lot of time to make sure I don't send emails to people who are not subscribed. So I think it asks you Are you sure you want to be subscribed and people don't check it again? Like, I don't know if it goes to their spam and then you have to say, yes, I really want to get emails from this person. Anyway, if you're not, now is the time because I will be sending out an email, I think, early this week anyway, and with some of the new things happening. Susan, I can't remember. I usually only send them out once a month, so if you've received an email from Men's Fabrics, you're good. I can't remember. I think you are, Susan. I can't remember. So, oh, Mrs. Stuff. Joanne said my husband has been cool machines from the 1800s and getting them to work. Wow. Ooh, excuse me. Because he said you had no choice if you wanted mola. Yeah, exactly. You want a job, you gotta do what they tell you. Susan said I have to check and see if I'm subscribed. Joanne said he has made a nightshirt on a hand crank and 2 quilts on treadles. Yes, my treadle works, but the belt is loose and I tried tightening it and it's still not tight enough. So I gotta do it again. I just haven't sat down and played with it long enough. Collecting, not cool. Has been collecting machines from the 1800s. Wow. Yes, that would be quite something. I know when I got my treadle machine, somebody gave it to me because that's what my grandmother used to use. We used to watch her sew on it. And I remember trying to do it and I couldn't get it to work very good when I was a kid. When I say a kid, I was probably like 6 years old or something. Chrissy said, I might bring my machines tomorrow, having withdrawals, not being able to sew. Yeah. Wow. Well, yes, I wish your husband was here so he could fix up my, it's not hard tightening the belt, so I'll have to just sit and play with it. Well, Christy, I hope you get your machines, or at least one fixed, so you can start doing some sewing. Oh, Susan, thanks for dropping by. She has to go. Um, yes. Yes, it is. Holy, we've been on here more than an hour, so yes, we do have to go. Um, bye, Susan. Have a great weekend. And yes, we probably should go because I started doing the yawning thing and I'm going to make y'all sleepy. Giselle said my mom sewed on a treadle till 1960. Yeah, as long as it works, it works. They're pretty much indestructible. Cindy, have a great weekend. Thanks for the lovely chat. Christy can teach a class without a working machine. No, you can't. You gotta get one working. Um, yes, Linda, Joanne, have a great weekend, everyone. So take care and thank you for hanging out with me. I hope something in the last hour was interest to you, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.